My unhinged future sister-in-law wants to monitor our weight weekly because anyone not fitting onto their dress will step down. So I exposed her to my brother and made him cancel the wedding. So, on Sunday, I learned on a Zoom call with my family that my brother Harry has just gotten engaged to his girlfriend Jessica. When Harry told us, everyone but me was pretty enthusiastic, but I just kinda sighed and said nothing. Harry didn't display any reaction towards my admittedly lukewarm reaction, but afterward, my mom called me and told me that I was rude for not being excited. Harry and Jessica have been together for around 2 years now. Here's where it gets complicated. I knew Jessica back in high school, and she was not what you would call a kind soul. She had a particularly nasty streak. She would not pay attention during class and always tried to cheat on people's homework. She tried to steal my boyfriend. She bullied one of my best friends, calling her fat among other things. This bullying worsened her eating disorder, and it's something I've never been able to forgive or forget. She is just one of those people who would just mess around with other people's lives like it's a game and not something she is invested in. About 6 months ago, I had a heart-to-heart with Harry about Jessica. I laid out my concerns and the history of her behavior, hoping it might make him reconsider or at least think deeply about their relationship. He said he'd consider what I said, but didn't continue the conversation much. I had no idea he was getting engaged to her until he announced it. I don't know if he has been telling other people in the family besides me, or if it was just an abrupt decision. To make it worse, I am worried that he told Jessica about our conversation. In her announcement on Facebook, she wrote something like, "I know not everyone in our family is supportive, but we have each other and that's what matters." I pretty much had decided to keep quiet and just go along with whatever Harry wanted. Tuesday, he messaged me asking if I wanted to be a bridesmaid or a groomsmaid. I was trying to be supportive, so I said it would be great to get to know Jessica better by being a bridesmaid. Thursday I got added to a Facebook Messenger chat named Brilliant Bridal Bitches, wherein Jessica laid out her ground rules for being in the bridal party. They are, almost verbatim, participation in my bridal party is not just an honor, it's an investment. Be prepared to spend at least $1,000 on attire and accessories alone. Then, she alone will dictate the narrative of the wedding on social media. Any premature posts, especially unflattering photos of her, will result in immediate expulsion. Our weight will be monitored weekly. Anyone not fitting into their dress will be kindly asked to step down. This wedding will look picture perfect, and she can't have anyone ruining the aesthetics. Then she said, "From now on until the wedding, I expect you to be on call 24/7. Wedding emergencies are real, and your commitment to solving them will be a true test of your friendship. Then, you will fund and organize a lavish bachelorette party in my honor. Think exotic destinations, luxury accommodations, and Instagram-worthy moments. You will have fun, not just for your sake, but for me as well." Upon reading this, I just burst out laughing. I just sent a screenshot of Jessica's rules to Harry and asked for his advice, telling him, "I know I said that I wanted to join the bridal party to get to know Jessica better, but I'm worried it might not actually be good for me. Do you think I could bail and join your party instead?" He called me instead of texting back and definitely sounded pretty surprised by what I showed him. I'm certain that the side of Jessica shown in those rules and other messages in the group chat is not the side of herself that she showed to him. We had a good hour or so of conversation about what things were like between the two of them, and I learned a lot about where he was coming from. From what he told me, it sounds like getting married was Jessica's idea. She had been going through some tough times later and has struggled with depression in recent years. She'd always wanted this perfect wedding and perfect married life, and she told him that it would make her feel better and fix all her issues if he proposed. So, Harry, being the good person that he is, did it. He took pity on her even though he didn't feel ready yet. He says he doesn't regret it though. She has been so much happier since the proposal, he said, and he is no longer worried about her running away, harming herself, or worse. That said, he said he was still shocked by what she posted to her girls, and said he didn't know what to do next. The next day, he asked me to call him, so I did that. He explained to me that everything was okay, and he talked to Jessica about the whole situation. She told him it was just a joke and the kind of thing her friends are used to sending in their messages. She apologized and said that it was her fault for not making sure I was on her level. I'm pretty skeptical of that, though. She seemed serious to me. She also seemed serious when she messaged me privately, "You are on thin ice." She also sent another message in the main group chat saying, "This is all of your reminder that I need your full support, and any undermining of my and my wedding will have serious consequences." I finally showed my mom the text messages from Jessica in person, including the insane list of rules for the bridal party and her follow-up message to me saying I was on thin ice after I told my brother. My mom seriously broke down. Mom called Harry right away to talk to him. I asked her to put it on speakerphone and she did after a bit. I think that the combination of my own warnings, plus our mom's sheer exasperation at the whole situation finally caused Harry to come to his senses. He heard what mom had to say, and in that moment I was able to convince him that Jessica wasn't just joking around with her list of rules. Harry sounded really shaken up and agreed to meet us without bringing Jessica along. We had dinner at our house and discussed everything. I think that seeing the tone of her communications with people outside the relationship made him feel like her depression was more of an act than a real thing. Harry and our mom cried for a while and then came up with a plan for Harry to call off the engagement and begin to move out over the next few days. He went home and we stayed in close contact for a while. He told us he was feeling ready and did tell her that he needed to reevaluate some things on his own. Apparently, she did not take it well. Jessica had begun saying that she had nothing to live for except Harry and that if he abandoned her after all this time then she would have no reason to keep existing. Harry just cried on the phone and said he felt so trapped. I didn't even know what to tell him. I wish I had told him he needed to forget about Jessica and that she was only playing him, but I don't know if he would believe me anyway. Jessica meanwhile made a Facebook post of a picture of a heart with tears on it saying, "If only you knew how much you meant to me, you would never hurt me."